Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of MrLawyer. Whether we approve of PDA or not, that is another question. But it is one of the most common sights in our life, especially in metro cities, be it parks, private cabs, buses or metro. Although one may criticize their behavior in public, but are we really qualified to judge them? And on the basis of what? When I come across the subject matter of showing my affection towards my loved ones, it puts me in a dilemma. If love is an acceptable act, then why do we need to put restrictions when it comes about expressing the same? So in today's video, we will talk about legal issues around public display of affection or PDA. As concluded by the Indian judiciary in some cases, these are the actions that are not acceptable in public spaces and can be termed as obscene. Kissing your partner compassionately, touching the genitals of your partner, act of making out, or having sexual intercourse at a public space. Actions which are acceptable in public and are not obscene are holding hands, hugging, kissing as a means of greeting your partner, expressing your love for your partner verbally, or putting your arms around your partner's arms. Under section 294 of the Indian Penal Code, public display of affection is a criminal offence with a punishment of imprisonment up to 3 months or a fine or both. To bring an act within this section, it must have been done in public space, the act or words were obscene, and that act caused annoyance to others. This law has been misused by the police and the lower courts to harass couples apparently engaging in PDA. The problem is that law doesn't talk explicitly about PDA. For having a better understanding, in landmark case of Zafar Ahmed Khan versus the state, the Allahabad High Court held that the element of causing annoyance to others must be established. It is quite obvious that since time immemorial, kissing is used as a means of expressing love. The controversial issue that lies in determining the legality of kissing in public rests with the fact that whether you have the right to kiss in public or not. The answer is an obvious yes. Since the Constitution of India, by the virtue of Article 19, Clause 1A, guarantees the freedom of speech and expression to its citizens. Even when the counter-argument of reasonable restrictions is taken into account, as provided in Clause 2 of Article 19, it is to be noted that interpretation of word obscene is not certain within the meaning as given under Section 294 of the Indian Penal Code. Moreover, the act should be of such a nature that it can cause public annoyance. In the case of A and B versus the state of Delhi, the court stated hugging and kissing forms a part of freedom of speech and expression, which is the legit source of showing love and compassion towards your partner and hence protected under Clause 1A of Article 19 of the Constitution of India. As a society, we impose several rules on love, on who you can love, when you can love, how much you can love, and of course, who you cannot love at all. We seem to dislike love in our public spaces as much as we hate violence in them. Never is this clearer than around Valentine's Day. We find neighborhood citizens groups and local police often going into a hyper overdrive at the presence of couples. We don't want lovesick couples canoodling on our park benches, hugging on our waterfronts, or strolling hand in hand on our streets. It's almost as if their presence will taint our public spaces and disturb our moral vision of order in the city. Under such circumstances, the couple can opt for exercising their right to privacy, which also includes the constitutional mandate of personal liberty in it. If the act of kissing involves the consent of both the partners and they are major, then they are not subjected to any moral laws of various communities. As we live in a country which is famous in the world for its distinct feature of unity in diversity. In the same manner, there are different ideologies and preconceived notions of various communities about various aspects. In the same manner, we can see that the act of displaying your love towards your partner in a public place may not be acceptable for certain communities, and they may consider it as something which violates their moral principles. However, there are instances when such restrictions become unreasonable and the restrictive authorities are misused by the police and for the sake of their own personal interest, in which they succeed by taking bribes and heavy fines from the couples. In Mumbai, charges can be filed against a couple under Section 110 of the Bombay Police Act if they are found being intimate in the public places. If a couple is caught being intimate or being cozy at the public place in Delhi, then they are charged with a fine amounting to ₹50. However, it is rarely executed and the police take undue advantage of the same by asking for bribes. The law in Kolkata says that if a couple is found indulging in any activity that involves sexual connotation, then they can be sued for committing an offence under the Indecent and Obscenity Act. Chennai couples do not have that freedom as that of the couples of other metropolitan cities, but in recent times there has been certain liberalization and now seeing couples holding hands is common. Public display of affection is something which may range from a mild handshake to a compassionate kissing. The essential element of the public annoyance has to be established to bring an act within the purview of an obscene act, which is punishable under Section 294 of the IPC. Times are changing, and the youth definitely accepts PDA as a natural part of their life, be it with friends or a love interest. Simply put down, something as genuine as a hug or a kiss should not be a source of such conflict. What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know in the comment section below. Let's celebrate presence of love in our parks. Let's reserve our outrage for the violence that continues to haunt women in public spaces.